Hi friends, it's Melanie from Simple Made Pretty. Christmas crafting season is officially here, and this year I'm going all in on handmade ornaments. Whether you're a Dollar Tree DIYer, a Cricut crafter, or someone who just loves cozy creative projects, this roundup is packed with easy and affordable ideas to fill your tree with charm. You'll find everything from peppermint candy ornaments, laser cut keepsakes, and even a few sweet surprises. Yes, there are faux cupcakes in the mix. Each one of these Christmas ornament tutorials is beginner friendly, budget conscious, and full of that Simple Made Pretty magic, the kind of DIYs that make your home feel festive, warm, and completely you. Some of these ornaments I made several years ago, but I still hang them on my tree every year. Actually, something that I started several years ago when my kids were little, we used to host these mini ornament making parties around November, and they'd invite a few friends over, and I'd spread out all of the craft supplies on my craft table, and then I would let them go wild at making their own little ornament masterpieces. And the kids loved showing off their ornaments at the end, and it became one of our favorite holiday traditions. You set everything out, you turn on your Christmas music, and you let their creativity flow. It's such a simple way to make lasting memories and handmade keepsakes. Add a hot cocoa station for the kids to really get them into the Christmas spirit during that party. And if you want to start that tradition with your family or your friends, I made a free printable ornament making party checklist to help you get started. I'll link it in the description. And I just wanted to do a quick shout out to my sponsors in this video. Read Your Heart sent me the most amazing jewelry. I have some stackable rings and these hoop earrings, which are perfect for daily wear. I'm probably going to wear these every day for the rest of the holiday season. Just so simple. And everything came in the cutest little Tiffany's blue box. Perfect for holiday gift ideas or treat yourself. I'll link it in the description. Another note for jewelry is this Theo and Grace necklace. You can't see it in this video, but I have my kids' names engraved on this. And so it's also a nice special gift if you're looking for gift ideas. Let's go get started making ornaments.
Create, organize, style. You're watching Simple Made Pretty.
For these peppermint ornaments, you need a hot glue gun, plastic ornament balls, and striped fabric. I started with these plastic ornament balls, but of course you can use styrofoam balls as well, and cut the fabric to an 8x9 rectangle, and then wrapped the fabric around using a little glue to attach the fabric to the ball, and then continue to wrap it and then secure each end by tying it with baker's twine to create a candy looking piece. Use a dab of hot glue to keep it all together and pinking shears to cut the edge so the fabric doesn't fray. You can attach ornament hooks or just set them as filler in your tree, wreaths, garland, and more. For this next ornament, I'm showing you how to paint clear ball ornaments from Dollar Tree. And I'm also using rub-on transfers. You'll first pour some acrylic paint inside of the ornament. Keep in mind you don't need much paint. Use a paper towel or rag to cover the opening of the ornament and tap the ornament until the paint swirls around to cover the inside. Once the ornament is completely painted inside, you can turn it upside down and let it sit overnight so any extra paint can drip out. If you don't do this step, the paint will not completely dry inside the ornament and you might end up with cracked paint. So reattach the top of the ornament once it's dry and decorate it as you wish. I used Dollar Tree rub-on transfer. You can add ribbons to the top and even use decals and stickers from Dollar Tree to create your personalized ornaments. These Christmas wand ornaments are perfect for adding a sprinkle of holiday magic to your decor. Kids love crafting them and they double as stocking stuffers. I include these in gifts to my neighbors every year and they love it. I made these by cutting some felt to size. Mine are 5 by 4 inches, and then you just fold them and glue them to a wooden dowel, and then you can decorate them as you wish. I used some felt letters from Dollar Tree to decorate mine, and then I also took some of these Santa felt ornaments, which you can find in a package at Dollar Tree, and I glued 2 of them together with the dowels and just added some ribbon and bells and some other embellishment to complete the look. These faux cake pops are another item that you can use as a wreath filler. You can bundle a bunch of them together and stick them in your tree as a filler as well. I used small foam balls, some Mod Podge, small wooden dowels, and some chunky glitter ornament filler. And then all you do is just glue a ball to the top of your dowel, stick it in your Mod Podge, and then start decorating the top of your balls as if it was a real cake pop. And then let it dry. And then, like I said, you can tie these together with ribbon to complete the look. This next ornament is one that is very nostalgic. I made these
ornaments as a kid, and I taught my kids how to make them this year. So I thought it would be a fun craft to share with you guys. I'm including all of the supplies needed in the description, so be sure to click on the description with the link for this canvas that I'm using. You're going to start by cutting 3 squares, and I measured mine by counting the squares in the plastic canvas. So I counted 10 squares on each side to make these 3 squares. And then I threaded my yarn through a yarn needle just by smushing it in between my fingers and pushing it through the needle hole. Then you're going to start stitching your yarn through the plastic canvas. And I started in one corner and just made a cross stitch into the next square. And while I'm doing this, I'm holding the tail in the back so that it's all getting wrapped up together. So there isn't like the tail of the yarn as it's sticking out. And once I reach the end here, I'm just going to go over to the next square and then just continue going across. And you can see in the back, it's the stitches are just going side by side. They're not going across. So this is the pretty side here with the stitches going across rather than the back side. So you can kind of see the difference here. And to finish off the end of this square, all I did was I did a triple stitch on those last 2 holes. And then I stitched it in the back, a couple times, just like where I've stitched it already, just kind of stitched it right through. And then I cut off that string. So boom. And now you just have to repeat that 3 times to complete your 3 squares. And once you have those squares completed, it's time to do the outline. So I recommend to do the lips first. So I'm taking 2 of the squares and I'm creating an outline of lips for the mouth. And I'm just doing this again with the tail wrapped underneath of the stitch. So it's being stitched in as well. So you don't see any thread sticking out. And be sure to give it a couple extra loops around those corners so you don't feel the plastic pointing through the yarn. So if you need to make it a little bit thicker by doing a couple stitches around the corners, go ahead and do that. Just don't make it too thick on the corners where the mouth is going to be attached. So once you have the lips done, you're going to take the one square that doesn't have lips, and you're going to put the wrong sides together, and you're going to stitch together the end that doesn't have the lips, if that makes any sense. So these 2 plastic ends here are stitching them together. And again, pay attention in the corners and give them a little bit extra yarn so there's no plastic sticking out. And if your yarn kind of gets tangled up, you can just let your yarn dangle like I just did and it'll untangle itself. Now, once you get finished with this corner, this is where you're going to put the mouth together. So you can see again, I'm putting all the wrong sides together. And then I'm going to complete this last part here to complete my little 3D Hershey Kiss ornament. And once you get to the corners, you just want to make sure that you loop together all three of those corner pieces. So not just the top and the bottom, but also the back piece too. So now you can see I've got a little mouth. And to complete this stitch, I'm just sewing a little knot on the inside of his mouth that I can cut off. So again, there's no thread hanging off. And I'm going to give him a little hook so that he can be an ornament hanging from the tree. You can use any string, but I'm just using the same yarn. And I'm just going to tie a loop at the top to create a little ornament hanger. And then now all you have to do is add some eyes. And I found these wiggle eyes at the same place that I found the canvas sheets. And I just used glue to attach my eyes. You can do something fun. You can make a Rudolph. You can even, once you get really good at weaving, you can create your own patterns to create a Santa and other images on your faces.
Next tutorial, I'm using the Christmas cardstock paper stack, some floral wire, an upholstery needle, and wooden beads. First, cut a 6-inch piece of floral wire, then cut 3/4 inch strips of the 6x6 inch cardstock. If you have a larger piece of cardstock, then try cutting 1/2 inch strips. Use an upholstery needle and a foam board to puncture holes in the strip on each end and in the center. Then thread 2 beads on the floral wire and wrap the wire around the lower bead to keep it in place. Then thread the wire through the paper strips with the paper facing down in the middle. Then thread the wire through the ends of each strip, creating loops in a counterclockwise direction. I've slowed the video down for you during this process so you can get a better idea of what I'm doing to create these ornaments. Then you can place another wood bead on top to secure the paper and twist the wire to create a loop at the top. These cardstock paper bauble ornaments are a great way to add a personal touch to your Christmas decorations while also being an affordable and easy craft project. In this tutorial, I used the small wooden taper candle holders. I used large wood beads and glued them to the wood candle holders to create Mary and Joseph figures. Then I took a Dollar Tree Jenga block and glued a small wood bead to the top. I used Dollar Tree felt to wrap the Jenga block to make a baby Jesus figure. Then I glued the felt in place and then wrapped baby Jesus around Mary and Joseph using twine. Then I glued them all to the wood star ornament and let it dry. You can also wrap brown felt around Joseph, blue felt around Mary, or paint them to add more color. This is a great project to do with kids, and it's a wonderful way to celebrate the true meaning of Christmas. In this next tutorial, I used the mini basket, the floral pick, and mini ornament signs. I started by separating the floral pick into a smaller piece, then I inserted the stem into the basket to attach it, and I made a tiny ribbon bow and glued it to the mini ornament sign. Then I glued the sign to the basket and let it dry. I added a piece of twine to the top to hang it as an ornament. This wreath ornament is a quick and easy Christmas craft that anyone can do in under 5 minutes. In this tutorial, I used the Farmhouse wood sign and the plaid vinyl. I used scissors to cut a triangle shape in the plaid vinyl and attached it to the wood sign. Then I cut a small square to use as the tree trunk and I attached that to the sign. Next, I used some stickers such as these thickers to add a cute message to the sign, and then I finished it by adding a gold glittery star to the top, like this one from Dollar Tree. This sign is small enough to hang on a Christmas tree, use as wall art in your home for the holidays, or to give as a gift. This tutorial, I used Dollar Tree yellow sponge dish brush. First, you'll cut a free printable French fries box template like this one offered at simplemadepretty.com. I traced and cut the template on Crafter's square red cardstock. And then I used a scoring blade on the areas which were to be folded. Next, I folded all the sides and then glued the two sides together to create a French fry box and then let the glue dry. Next, remove the yellow sponge from the dish brush and glue it inside of the French fries box. Then use a hole puncher on the back, and then you can string red ribbon or bias tape to create your ornament. I also added a Dollar Tree white felt heart sticker to the front to complete the look of the ornament. These hearts are available at Dollar Tree during Valentine's Day. If you're a fan of fast food, you might want to consider making a French fries DIY ornament for your Christmas tree this year. Use the small wood ornament figures. The hero of this project are those wood mug ornaments from Dollar Tree. I started by painting all of the wood ornaments being used in this project. I painted the mugs, candy canes, gingerbread men, and snowflakes. This is a great craft project if you like detailed painting. Once everything was dry, I glued the gingerbread men and candy canes to the top of the mugs. Make sure to keep the ornament hole clear to access that later. Then I used white felt heart stickers, which these again are available at Dollar Tree during Valentine's Day, and I glued them to the top to resemble whipped cream. Please note that I did not remove the sticker backing, so the hearts were more vibrant. Next, I glued a white snowflake to the front of the mug, and then I dot some glue on those white felt hearts and sprinkled some red tube confetti on top. I also used some pink shaker pieces. To finish it off, I used Mod Podge on the candy cane and gingerbread men, then sprinkled some white glitter on top to resemble sugar. I tied white string at the top to complete these mug ornaments. These winter Christmas mug ornaments are perfect for adding a touch of holiday spirit to your home. This next tutorial, I'm actually creating a Christmas ornament garland using ornaments from Dollar Tree. Use this on your mantle or decorate your tree with it as well. I used 4 different sizes of ornaments from Dollar Tree, and they come in these packs. And so then I measured and cut 4 to 6 feet of fishing line. You'll start by creating a loop with a knot at the end of the fishing line, and that loop is how you will pick up your garland. You'll start by tying the first ornament at the end where the loop starts, and then start adding ornaments randomly in various sizes and finishes. Carefully slide each ornament to the end of the garland until you have something that resembles this. You're going to tie the last ornament just as you did the first one, and then you can hang it on your mantle yourself or use it in your tree. Like I said, this is a great ornament filler. This next ornament is one that I just took beads and some twine and strung it together to create a circle. And then I decided to add some bow at the top as well as a small piece of wood in the center that could be flipped around. And you can personalize it with a Cricut joy machine like I did. This next one is a popsicle stick Christmas tree ornament. It's simple, nostalgic, and so fun to make. The kids love making these, and I took some cardstock and some scrapbook paper and decorated mine to say, walking in a winter wonderland. I finished it off with a cardstock glitter star on top. You can paint it, you can add glitter, you can add stickers. My kids made several of these, and I finished mine off by adding some Mod Podge on top to keep it all intact, and then add a little piece of twine to the back. It's so budget friendly and easy to make these ornaments. For this next ornament idea, I created some DIY Ray Dunn inspired, if you know who Ray Dunn is, if you ever decorated your house with Farmhouse. So I actually just did the same painted ornament style here. And then I used my Cricut machine to cut some vinyl decals in red and black fonts. And this font is the Skinny Farmhouse font. These decals were actually so popular for me for several years. I sold them in my shop, and they're just one of those things that can never go out of style. I actually still have these ornaments that I hang on my tree each year. And then you can just finish them off by adding some pretty ribbon to the top and making these in different colors. I actually used to get custom orders for those decals. People wanted to have their names, like their entire family names in these ornaments, and they were just like a fun gift to give a new homeowner as well, if you wanted to make these and give them as a cute gift. I actually do not have a tutorial for this laser cut ornament, but I did find the SVG for this online somewhere, and then I just used my X-Tool F1 machine to cut several layers out of basswood, and then you just paint them and glue them together. I actually had my engraver engrave a name on there for me as well. These would be so cute with like the family name and the year. This last ornament, I have to mention it, although I don't have a tutorial on here. I can tell you what I did really quickly. I made these fake cupcake ornaments, and you start with a cupcake liner. Dollar Tree has them, but you can use a Cricut machine like I did to cut a Christmas cupcake liner, add a foam ball, and then swirl on frosting using lightweight spackle. I used small beads as fake sprinkles and then added some candy embellishments that you can find these little candy embellishments at Hobby Lobby. Add a small loop of ribbon or baker's twine before the frosting dries to hang them easily on your tree. So whether you are crafting solo with your favorite Christmas playlist or setting up a full ornament making party with your kids or your girlfriends, I hope these ideas inspire you to slow down and make something special this season. There's just something magical about hanging ornaments you made yourself. Each one tells a story, holds a memory, and brings that cozy handmade touch into your home. You can grab that free printable ornament making party checklist in the link below. It has everything you need to plan your own little crafting tradition. And if you try any of these ornament ideas, please tag me on Pinterest, YouTube, wherever you are on social media. I'd love to see what you create. Until next time, grab your glitter, your glue gun, and your favorite Christmas mug, and let's make this the most creative, cozy holiday yet. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like and comment, and let me know which project you plan on making next. Happy holidays, y'all. Bye.